Hey everyone, Savings Man Joel here. Wanted to reach out today and talk about a topic that's really hitting me over this past weekend. Hearing some people, comments that have come in, and just hearing people overall that they'll drop some comments in about wanting to make a change and then nothing happens. So before we go a little bit further, let's make sure if you haven't subscribed to the channel here, make sure you do that. If you like it, make sure you always give it that thing there. And always, please feel free to leave comments about the things that you like in the video or things that you would like to see me talk about a little bit more. So one of my favorite quotes that I've come across of all times is nothing changes if nothing changes. So think about that a second. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Meaning you can get out there and you can see all these great things and you can say, hey, I want to do that. I want to own that house. I want to own that car. I want to travel here. I want to be able to do this with my family. I want to go on this vacation. There's so many things I want to do, but I just don't have the money to do it. I don't have the time to do it. And so you take the time to invest in learning a business, in learning an at-home business, or learning a business in general to make extra money. And then things don't start going well, or you look at it and you go, well, yeah, I don't know that it's not for me, or it's a scam. If I put my money out there, I'm not going to make anything back. And then a day or so later, you're like, man, I really want to take my family on that vacation. Man, it's almost Christmas, and I want to be able to buy gifts for my family, and I want to be able to shower them with these gifts. But man, I don't want to invest in this program, even though it might cost me like a cup of coffee a week. Or even better yet, what if I told you that same program probably would cost you 67 cents a day? But I can't do that, but I want all this stuff. Nothing changes if nothing changes. If you don't take the time to invest in yourself, to go out and learn about a side hustle, a side business, an online business, if you don't take those steps to move forward, nothing changes. All you have is a dream that you can go to bed at night and go, wow, that seems great. And then shake your head the next morning and go, it didn't happen. If you want it to happen, you have to make change. You have to be willing to put that foot forward and start moving in the direction that you want to go. That's the scariest thing. The scariest thing is saying, I'm going to take the opportunity to go forward with this. Yes, it could be a little risky, but I'm going to try it. When you do that, then you can start making the change that you need. Part of a piece I was watching with Jim Rohn, great speaker. If you ever get a chance, look at his video, look at any of his videos that are on YouTube. Great stuff. But one of the things that Jim Rohn talks about is not, it's not the goal itself. A lot of people get stopped in the how they're going to get there. Okay. Oh, this is the goal I want, but how am I going to get there? When you have that goal in your head, when you say, hey, this is where I want to go, I'm going to make the change. I'm going to go here. When you say that, you start taking the steps towards reaching it. You don't realize it, but you start doing it. I know a few years ago, I wanted to play on my high school soccer team. And I didn't know how I was going to do it. I knew I had to try out. I knew I was going to have to get to that point of beating out these other guys that were going to be a part of it. And so I said, I'm going to try out. I'm going to make the team. And before I knew it, I had family that helped me sit down and develop a plan. They got me in touch with a gentleman who lived nearby that opened and had his own home gymnasium. And I'm not talking about like a little corner of the room. I'm talking about he had a full unit. I mean, like a huge garage area that he had all these kind of free weights in. We sat down, we developed a running program because I knew I had to run the Cooper's Run, 2 miles in 12 minutes. I had to do it. So I trained running 2 miles in 12 minutes. Now I ran hills. Not just flat areas. I ran hills and all through my neighborhood. I changed what I was eating. And before I knew it, it was tryout time. And hey, there were people that were on my travel team that I beat out. I made the team, they didn't, because I knew what I wanted. And I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just knew I was going to be on that team. The how took care of itself. So if you want to make change, because nothing changes if nothing changes. If you want to make change, then you have to go out there and you have to make the change. You have to sit down and say, this is what I want to do. Don't worry about how it's all going to work out. Just know that this is what I'm going to do first. And then all of a sudden, your mind is going to be open to accepting a whole lot of different things. And as your mind accepts those things, your mind is going to sit down and say, hey, that's what I want to do. That's the area. Let's go to that. And you're going to start moving in the direction that you need to go. But just remember, nothing changes if nothing changes. So what are you going to do today? What are you going to do today to make the change that you want to make? That is my challenge to you. Now, again, I hope that you find a lot of the content here great. I've got a link to the business that I'm involved in where I got to make the change that I needed to make for the success that I have. And I'm really, I really hope that you take an opportunity to look at it. There's a short video there, but please join in. There's 3 great levels to join in at. You can join in, like I said, for as little as 67 cents a day. That's it, 67 cents a day. What can that do for you if you could produce $100, $200, $500 a day? If you could come up with 4 to 5 figures a month, would that 67 cents a day mean something to you? Is that the kind of change you need? Looking forward to seeing you on the next video.